250th birthday. "250 years ago, a nation was born. A nation founded on principles of liberty, personal responsibility, and freedom. And many of the founders were Christian or greatly respected the Bible." As someone who wasn't born in America, I thought I'd share a personal perspective. I was born in Australia. Now, while I wasn't born here, America became my home. And what a journey it has been. I first visited the United States in 1980, and then each year after that until we moved here in 1987. My wife, Mally, and I, together with our children, moved to California for 7 years before moving to Kentucky. Now, we immigrated to America as legal immigrants. Now, let me tell you, immigration wasn't simply a matter of showing up and saying, "Hi, we're here." I wish it was that easy. It's not. We had to get special visas. Then we hired immigration attorneys. We completed medical examinations. We filled out mountains of paperwork. And eventually, we received our green cards. Now, there was one thing on those green cards that really caught my attention. Under status, you know what it said? It said, "Resident Alien." Resident alien? I suddenly realized there were aliens living among the American population. For years, many had been wondering where all the aliens were, and then I discovered I was one of them. Well, eventually, we were able to apply for citizenship. Oh, that meant studying American history. We had to learn things like, who was the first president? Who said, "Give me liberty" or "Give me death"? What are the branches of government? And yes, we had to prove we could speak and write English, which seemed a little unfair since Australians already speak English. Well, sort of. I guess you could call it Australian English.
Yeah, g'day mate, how's it going, Cobber? Been a cracker of a day in Australia.
Different to American English.
I've been a lot of places when I was in the Marine Corps, by gosh, and drove a truck.
And eventually, we became American citizens. And today, Mally and I are dual citizens of both Australia and the United States. I often joke, if one country goes down, we'll make sure we're living in the other one. One of the biggest surprises when we first moved to America was the Christian influence. Coming from Australia, we were just astonished. There were churches everywhere, Christian radio stations, Christian bookstores, Christian schools, Christian colleges. It was so refreshing, so different to Australia. America was unlike anything we'd experienced. I was also struck by America's commitment to freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You see, Australia has traditionally been much more socialist in outlook. America had a very different spirit, a spirit of liberty and opportunity. And another thing that amazed me, the incredible generosity of Christians. You see, America has built one of the greatest philanthropic cultures in world history. People support ministries, churches, missions, schools, hospitals, charities on a massive scale. And I quickly learned that the end of the year wasn't just Christmas season. It was donation season. Every Christian ministry knew exactly what that meant. Now, of course, living here, we also found there were language challenges. Apparently, Americans don't put luggage in the boot of a car, they put it in the trunk. You don't put petrol in your car, you put in gas, which is not a gas, it's actually liquid. You don't have a number plate, you have a license plate. It was like learning a whole new language. But the most embarrassing moment came when I told someone, "Oh, I'm nursing our baby." Now in Australia, that simply means I'm holding and comforting the baby. In America, it means something entirely different. Breastfeeding the baby. Oh, wow, that was embarrassing. Let's just say I learned very quickly never to use that phrase again like that. And then there was the food. Now don't get me wrong, America has some wonderful foods. But a hot dog? That's no substitute for a proper Australian meat pie with mushy peas.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
An American apple pie? It's so sweet it almost qualifies as a controlled substance.
That is blasphemous!
Australian apple pie actually tastes like apples. And we missed pavlova and golden syrup pudding with custard and lamingtons and many other Australian favourites. Now, originally, I came to America to work with the Institute for Creation Research in California, and the plan was simple: serve for a few years, then return to Australia. But God had other plans. Years earlier, back in Australia, a friend and I stood on a piece of property and prayed. We asked God to allow us someday to build a creation museum. And God answered that prayer, but not where we expected. Instead of Australia, God opened the door in America. I realized it was the business center of the world and really the Christian center of the world. And then Kentucky? because that's where we have the Answers in Genesis ministry and the two leading Christian-themed attractions in the world, the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. And people say, why Kentucky? Actually, the answer is very practical. Northern Kentucky sits within about a one-day drive of 2/3 of America's population. It's so central. It's so accessible. Now, it's much easier for Americans and people from other countries too to visit Kentucky than it is to fly to Australia, although I'm sure Australia would certainly welcome the tourists. When Melly and I arrived in America, we had 4 children. Then the Lord blessed us with our 5th child, born in California. And today we have 18 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. That means I'm rapidly becoming a museum exhibit myself, I think. And what a blessing it has been to watch our family grow here in America. And as America celebrates its 250th birthday, I know there are many challenges facing this nation. There are political battles, cultural battles, moral issues, great debates about the future. But you know what? Despite all that, I remain deeply thankful for America. This nation has been used by God to spread the gospel around the world, to support missions, to publish Christian books, to build ministries, to send aid, to proclaim biblical truth to millions and millions and millions and millions of people. So, as an immigrant who became an American citizen, I can honestly say that America has been an extraordinary blessing to my family and to countless others. So from one former resident alien to all of you, happy 250th birthday, America, and may God continue to bless this great nation. God bless America. How do we stand for truth in the midst of a culture that has rejected God in the Bible? Check out this video to find out.